Hello, everybody. This is like a minute early, but I'm seeing there's a whole bunch of you waiting, and I was done with my thing I had to do early. So there's literally no point in making the audience wait unnecessarily. How all you find people doing? It's been a long time since we had a nice sit down and chat and catch up, really, because that's kind of what this is. My brain is not engaged tonight. I'm way too tired to have a, what should we call it, an intelligent opinion about anything tonight. However, and I already see Lynette asked a question. Sommer uit die staanspoor uit, out the starting blocks. Any comments about this revised hunting regulations nonsense? And I saw the stuff, the no interprovincial movement and hunting and staying over and hunting in your own province and all this. That is absolute unscientific crap. That is just another declaration of war on hunters, on gun owners, on the agricultural sector, on the game farming sector. There's not we must bear in mind, folks, that there is not a sector of this economy that the ANC doesn't hate. They hate all of it. That much is clear. I don't know. We'll get back to that in a moment. I just want to do a shout out to a long-term fan, Brent, who tracked me down. We stay in the same building, and he gave me a really cool bottle of wine. So, Brent, if you happen to be watching, thank you. That was too kind. I really appreciate it. Getting back to Jeepers, getting back to the usual, to this hunting nonsense. And yes, Sebastian, I know I don't have a brain. That's why I was a pilot, remember. I used to fly airplanes. Once upon a time, many moons ago, they let me loose on airliners with people in them. If I look at these regulations, if I look at what the government is doing by dictating more and more to people what they're allowed to do, what they're not allowed to do, either ANC are really doubling down on the Marxism, which is what they're doing, but they also have no clue what they're doing. They have absolutely no idea. They're pissing everybody off. It's spectacular. I mean, I've never seen anything quite like this. But at some point, and this is a good thing, at some point we are going to reach critical mass of pissed offness. I think we're already getting there very quick. The starvation is hitting the poor. That's why they're rioting in Cape Town quite well. There are many reasons behind the riots in Cape Town, but I've seen genuinely starving people in between the looters. So they say every revolution is only like 9 missed meals away, or any nation is 9 missed meals away from revolution. I think we're sitting about 8 missed meals at the moment between everybody. Hello. Let me just catch up to all you wonderful folks in the comment section. This is a very unmanly drink I'm having, but I'm thirsty and it's low alcohol content. So what can I do? And it's all I can still get, because I can't get real beer. I'm very much looking forward to Magnus tomorrow morning as well, 9 a.m. But I mean, obviously the stream's saved. So any of you guys who miss it because you're working, don't stress. It'll be saved. Hello, Dodgy. Hello, where's Biker Chick? 444. Hello, goeienaand, mevrou. Edele. Ferdi, the Brew, Clinton, all the usual suspects, Diavolt, Rowan, Aldri, the man behind the store where you will soon be able to buy your caps and your hoodies and your other cool stuff. We're finally getting there. It was one hell of a complicated build. It has a lot of interesting things that need to plug in the back to make it secure, to make it work, to make it safe for you to use, and to make sure that I can actually ship to you efficiently so that you get your stuff. But don't worry. It's happening this week. I'm putting Aldra on the spot here, but it should be ready this week. It's looking good, the stuff they've built. Awesome team. COVID is indeed the straw that's going to break the ANC's back, I think. From what I'm seeing, people are really, really, really not happy. Well, we know they're not happy. I'm not happy. My career went tits up, as did most of yours and other people's businesses. South Africa... Freedom is your safe word is now. I mean, I saw that. That was an epic work, Christoph. Thanks for taking Marika's soundbite and turning it into a really cool meme. Hier is Fokkelstein. Help, wou daar wees, maar kan nie deurkom deur. Yeah. We all seem to be, listen, my cell phone signal's potato. Unless I'm on Wi-Fi, if you call me on WhatsApp, Ain't happening. Hello, Daniel, Ronan, Vanessa, Benny, Michael, Westerhagen, new suspect here. Hello, Tanya, Guibus. I'm just saying literally hello to every single person here. And my dad's trying to call me. Hello, Dion. Hello, Darren. I'm going to be very unprofessional and just, okay, well, he's hung up. I'll call him back now. Yes, Western civilization are 3 meals away from a civil war. That's it. We're way more than 3 missed meals away by now in this country. Yeah, aviation has indeed gone for a proper ball. I mean, Airlink is flying in South Africa, and Safir is flying, and Semair and Mango's flying, but they're paying their pilots, captains and first officers, like 5,000 Rand a month, which is atrocious, absolutely bloody atrocious. But I mean, what can I say? That's why I left there. There was no point in staying. Excellent. Almost ready to buy guns. That's good news. There are so many people who are fortunately like on the brink of doing that. Roman, still living decolonized Josie, no lights, no water, and using children as labor. By the way, Ramon, Brian said I must extend this to you. I might as well do it on air. Do you want to join us for Whiskey Friday? I think the second part to the threesome Mareka is here, so she can give her thumbs up if she wants to turn into a foursome. Let me know if you're keen. The new time is 8 p.m., which might be a bit late for you, but let me know. Darren is in the house. All the good people. Unfortunately, no news on Safir, but to be honest, okay, they're not at 100% capacity yet themselves. I just got my first super chat from the dodgy idealist. I finally got super chats. Now I can simp my gimp. I do. I finally qualify for the YouTube money. Thank you. So Safir will only start employing, I think, externally once their own staff are back at 100% salary. They're about 30 or 40% at the moment, from what I believe. So it still take some time. It'll be, and I'm not bargaining on anything. It could take months, it could take years. And in the meantime, I need to get busy and fight for gun rights. And funnily enough, people are willing to buy stuff to make it, to help me pay my bills while doing that. So maybe this is just how it's supposed to be. I don't know. Marvin, good to see you here, sir. I don't actually have an honest opinion about Nazir Paulson. He's an onerous waste of skin space, oxygen thief. He may... the highest level of purpose Nazir Paulson may one day achieve when he dies is to be semi-decent compost, but that might be above his station as well. Mr. Punisher, good evening, sir. Ampikreer, it does indeed feel very, very, very deliberate, to put it mildly. Who else is here? Mr. Dembowski, Howard. Good evening. I'm getting all sorts of famous, infamous, and good folks. By the way, for those of you, if you do not know Howard, he is the man, the brains, the face, and the voice behind Justice Project SA. They do awesome work. Follow them on Twitter, please. Like them on Facebook. Check out their website. They do great work. And he was on Germ's channel yesterday morning speaking about law enforcement, policing, and that sort of stuff. It was a very good show. Go find it and watch it. Jeremy titled it "The Cops Are Not Your Friends," which I think is a fair title. It does, how shall I put it, illustrate what the subject matter was about. So please do pop in Friday. I will be at CHS as usual. And at Whiskey Friday. And hello, Yaku. Good to see you. It is my pleasure, Mervyn, anytime. I've got so many emails and messages I need to get through of people wanting help. So if I've missed anyone, it wasn't on purpose. Backlog is getting sorted. I believe there were like 23,000 license cards printed that are presently at CFR and on their way to various police stations. So I think they're finally sorting their shit out at printing, at the government printing works or CFR or wherever the backlog was. Aldri, need to burn a tie. That might be better than Vodacom. It might get you more attention. Mareike Willems also gave me a super chat. Thank you, Mareike. Get Ramon on. I always wanted to try out exhibitionism. Well, it's better than dogging, isn't it? Please don't ask me what that is ever again. Make me ever Google that ever again. Darren, I can't remember. I think you did watch my video. So you're going to start with getting a training provider. You're going to start with finding a PFTC certified proficiency training provider in your area. And, well, preferably one of reasonable quality. Where are you at the moment? And let's see if the audience can help me answer this question. Tannie Mareike is nou gras, dis hoekom sy nie hier is nie. I saw that earlier. Roman, I love foursomes, especially if Mareike is involved. Okay, I think that's settled then, and that was 4 minutes ago. So I'm very, very, very behind on comments here. Hi, Shoal. Hi, Bernard. Who? Wait. I'm a terrible host. Thanks, Christian. I really, really appreciate the compliment. It means a lot. Will I go back to flying in the future? Depends on what it entails. If I get an offer tomorrow and it's for a decent salary with decent conditions out of Cape Town, yes, I will. I'm not going to stop doing this. I'll just have to work a little bit harder then. But I would go back to flying. But if it's only happening in 3 years, there's a good chance I might have moved on to other things in my life by then. Hello, Thing of Nouns, and Linda, and Louise. Thank you for the very kind offer. Only if my 4-ball is in the morning. Oh dear. I would pay for training if you wear a dress. Hi, Nick. My boss is happy. My new boss says happy. Sukkel met my competency kaart ook. Adrie, laat weet my bietjie waar jy sukkel. Jy het my nommer. Dan kan ek kyk of ek kan uithelp waar ek kan. 453,000 cases. So clearly, the lockdown worked marvelously. We just destroyed 3 million people's jobs and 1.5 million people that still have a job and not getting paid. For, a virus that's as deadly as actually, we lose 6,000 to 11,000 people annually to flu. What I would like to know is what happened to the cardiovascular disease deaths. There were at the stage 215 to 220 per day of those. We lose roughly 300 to 330 people per day to tuberculosis. Where are these deaths? Have they just disappeared? Is everyone just dying from COVID-19 lately, or is there something more to the story than we know? Almost 100 live viewers. Please, by the way, not that Ramon needs more subscribers. I think he is sending subscribers my way, not the other way around. But if you haven't subscribed to Morning Shot, he does awesome daily political analysis. His upload schedule and upload discipline is ridiculous. I don't know how he maintains it. But yes, I just got another super chat from Biker Chick, which gave me way too much money. Ma'am, it's my pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for the ridiculously generous donation. And Biker Chick is getting armed, by the way. We're trying very hard to get her armed. For what you've sent me, your cap is paid for, ma'am. Your cap is paid for, as well as its courier. Please just send me, I think you already sent me your address, but just refresh my memory and I will ship it to you. You just made your first purchase. Pule, good evening. Goeienaand, edele. Where was I going? Dit was 'n boring beskrywing. Ek kan nie onthou waarvan jy nou praat nie. See, you're probably replying to somebody else. Lloyd, good evening, sir. The hoodies are coming. They're silk screen printed, so they should be. I should get them either by the end of this week or early next week, and I'm hoping they're looking good. I will see the proof soon. But if they look anything like the caps, if the quality of the work is the same, it's the same company doing it, then it's going to be good. I'm very chuffed. Hello, Shoal. Marnus, like obviously nothing else to do. Well, hopefully you don't have anything else to do on Friday as well. Well, okay, these ministers are making up rules as they go. How many people attend a shopping mall per day? How many people attend a hunting farm per day? Any figure benefits a government has at least measures. I know, and this just proves something. And Brian, hello, the other co-host. of their 3 co-hosts of Whiskey Friday. No one really controls it. Here's the problem with compliance. Everyone complies. Everyone keeps complying with the government, and your rights and freedoms still get taken away. And as gun owners, we kind of know this because this is what happens all the time. If the more you bend over backwards to help, the more government fucks you. This is what they do. This is how they work. This is how they've always operated. They always will move goalposts. They will always negotiate in bad faith. They'll always negotiate unilaterally. Their idea of what a negotiation is they dictate the terms and they expect you to listen and unquestioningly obey like a good little serf. They don't understand this concept of citizenship. They think it's like a feudal fiefdom and we're all their subjects and we must do as they say and listen to what they say, which for understandable reasons don't work. Miraculous that, isn't it? Ruth, good evening. My Antwerpen slapcoat in die geweerwinkel. Yeah, we're gonna have to fix that, Audrey. You need I can't remember what you bought, but we need to get you armed as well, ASAP. Jim's guest Belden last night. He got scared. Yeah, that was the man from Groot Constantia, I believe. But I mean, that was a terrible tweet. That was terrible marketing, Groot Constantia. That basically sucking up to the government. Now, if you are a wine estate and you are getting, pardon my French here, maar genaai deur die ore, like fucked through the ears by the government, why are you simping them? Why are you sucking up to them? Why are you sucking up to the people that are hurting you, that are trying to kill you and cut your throat? I mean, that goes beyond Stockholm Syndrome a little bit. That's like creepy, abusive relationship, trauma bonding shit. It's not healthy. And I don't know why Groot Constantia does that because, okay, I never bought the wine. I think it was a bit unaffordable, and I don't know if it was all that good. Please correct me in the comment sections if they made pretty nice wine. That's also why I don't buy Beierskloof, because Beierstreeter and his gang from Vinpro were big up, bum kisses for St. Cyril the week, and it got really embarrassingly sycophantic, like bad, like cringe-worthy at a stage. And where are Vinpro now? I mean, the wine farms are on their knees. They had to go to Psy.org, which are doing awesome works. Theo de Jager and his gang, they don't care. They fight. Psy's doing what Vinpro should have been doing, but Vinpro wants to negotiate with the ANC and be softly, and Psy goes in with a big stick. That's the difference. That's how you get results, is with sticks, not with soft words and talking softly. Alex, good evening from Canada. Flying in firearms. I'll have to talk about flying probably more often. It's one of those things that people want to know about. And yeah, so if you've got aviation-related questions, you can throw them at me. And now I need to scroll down because I've again allowed the comments to run away from me, as I always do. I'm such a terrible manager of these things. There is somewhere here, someone asked something very valid. Am I going to get a new flight sim? No. I'm not going to waste my money on a new flight sim. Okay, you're in Durban. There is a gun club in Kraaifontein. I would recommend training providers that I know won't screw you over. City Guns in the City Bowl are good. If you want to travel, False Bay Farm Training Academy in Fishhook is good. Otherwise, GB Sec in Gordons Bay, or speak to Morena from Guns N' Roses in Somerset West Strand as well. They're all good people that I have personal experience with that I know. That's just my 2 cents, but I'm pretty sure you'll get decent advice in the comment section. Astral Falcon. Hi, G. Emailed you yesterday, Ari, what to do about inherited weapons. Also, do you perhaps know what the current status situation regarding decent 9mm ammo? Inherited weapons, that would be... Hang on, I think I did respond. I'll go double check on all my email. I've got 2 email addresses. I'll go find your email and respond to it tonight. There's lots of decent 9mm. S&B, 9mm range ammo. Bit difficult to get, but I think there is a shipment that just came in. And the carry ammo I recommend for people is Winchester Ranger T, either 127 grain plus B plus or 147 grain standard pressure. Both of those work great. The 147 is better. It does expand more reliably according to tests, but 127 worked fine. I used 127 in my shooting and it worked as advertised. It was absolutely fine. let me see. I would super chat, but can't on my phone, and my laptop is flat. Don't worry, my audience is really awesome, and they are looking after me amazingly. Not one person has died of flu in 2019. It is indeed. It's a Christmas miracle. It's something that we'll talk about on the 25th of December as we await Father Christmas to come down the chimney with his bag of presents for us. Because, I mean, we already missed the Easter Bunny. He was around in April. Or was it she? Are we allowed to assume the gender of the Easter Bunny in 2020? Or is that also a hate crime? I'm not 100% sure. Exactly. Seasonal flu was, maybe the seasonal flu was always a myth. COVID is real. The flu is the real conspiracy. Will we ever know? Yeah, they definitely. I agree, Ruth. If it's all you can afford, what's your view on mouse guns for self-defense? Look, let's talk mouse guns. Are we talking mouse gun caliber like 380 auto and the funny stuff? They're better than a pointy stick. I would suggest trying to get something in 9mm P. But if it's all you've got, then try and make it work for you. Be disciplined with it, like maintain the weapon, look after it, practice with it, be accurate with it, be fast with it, be how should I put this? Be consistent with it in your own performance with that platform. They aren't terrible. They're great as backup guns. I would not want a mouse gun as my primary weapon, defensive weapon. But again, if it's all you've got, make it work for you. Train it until it works for you. Ultimately, mindset leads, training feeds, equipment follows. Equipment's not unimportant, but yeah. In fact, Brian and I and Mareka and possibly Ramon could unpack that on Friday. It would actually make a nice little tour. We never stick to our script or our topics, but it might try. Bohemond, good evening, goeienaand, edele. See what else. Mrs. Maiden Name, I came by Clip Corp. Appreciate that. Biker Chick deserves some skin for that. Indeed. She is an awesome human being. Morning shot vids are the best news stories by far. They are. I really do like. I don't subscribe to News 24. Well, not that I ever have, not ever will, and I certainly won't after they go after a paywall. I get most of my views from Twitter, funnily enough, because that's where News 24 gets their news, guys. So I mean, I might as well get it from the source. And I see my name is still CHS Monkey Boy. God, it can stay for the rest of the stream. I'll change it. And I get it from Ramon, and that's basically all analysis I need. Between that and politics web, I'm covered. Goodness, let me just get through all of this stuff. Yeah, the merch isn't online yet. It will be this week. There will be a separate tab for it on the website. Brian over advertised a little bit. He's doing great work, but he's making everyone anxious because he says get yours while it's hot, and you can't get it yet because the e-store hasn't launched yet. So Brian, you're making my life difficult, for fuck's sakes. But anyway, I won't let them. Let me put it this way: I'm not going to let anyone take my guns from me. That's a very big line in the sand. Bad things, dangerous things, horrible things happen in countries where confiscations like that happen. On the other side, and I just want to say hi to Jeremy. We must stream again, sir, at some point. When both of us have some spare capacity, let me know how your week. I'm happy to host you, but your channel is bigger than mine, so I'm happy to come on yours as well. Whatever works for you. There is probably going to be an amnesty from the 1st of August. We're going to get proper opinion on this, but from the Parata side and possibly Motivus. We're going to have to encourage people with expired licenses to use that as their safety net to get their guns back. If your license expired, that's going to be the way. But there may be ways around this. You don't really want to hand in a fully serviceable firearm to the cops in case they lose it. I mean, you're still entitled to the trigger, the springs, the sights, all that sort of stuff. You only need to hand in the serialized parts. That is the legal definition of firearm. That's barrel, frame, receiver. The slide's a control part. If you've got another gun that's licensed to your name that slide fits on or is compatible with, then you're allowed to keep the slide. You're already allowed to sell the slide to a gun shop, or you're allowed to give it to a friend that has a Glock, for example, if you've got a Glock with a slide. So it's literally in a handgun, it'll be like the frame and the barrel that you'd have to hand in a little bag and then apply for a new license for the parts, funny enough, but that's the firearm. So we're gonna think of this a little bit and give a bit more feedback. But that would be the way to decriminalize like 500,000 or possibly 700,000 people at this stage. They're always forward, and yeah, we'll obviously keep you guys posted, and my platform will keep you posted. Ramon nails it. Rights are claimed, they're not granted. Government tries to keep them away from you. Darren, it's not much, but supporting you as much as you can. Dude, you guys rock. What can I say? My audience is fucking amazing. But I will try and answer people's questions and help where I can, because I want to see as many South Africans legally armed as possible. That's my gig. Because I actually believe, unlike Gun Free South Africa, Peter Story, the founder of Gun Free South Africa, started following me on Twitter today for some weird reason. Everyone's like, oh, he's trying to spy on you. I'm like, everything I say is in the public domain already. He doesn't. I mean, if he wants to be really secretive, he could just start his own little anonymous account and follow me with that. So I just followed him back. I mean, let's see what he writes. Pule, how's the Pew Pew video coming on? Pew Pew video is coming on very poorly, but we'll hopefully by next week have some action shots as my cinematography improves. At this stage, it's difficult to film Pew Pew. I need to go to a farm to do it. Because then I can actually get someone to help film me. If I go to False Bay or any shooting range at the moment, there are rules which makes it difficult. You can film, but it's just not fun. It's not a fun bit of filming, which is sad. What are guys going to do to maintain decade sportsman status? The sporting bodies are allowed to grant you, I think, in most sporting bodies, their constitutions allow them to grant members a year's like grace by saying, okay, cool, you've now, what shall we call it? You could not maintain the sufficient points for your DSS this year. We'll give it to you. Just do it again next year. If I owned a sporting body, that's what I would do. But look, with my sporting body, I'm through the South African Tactical Shooting Association, and we run via Spectre unit. I've been able to do sufficient activities to maintain my DSS, and it doubles up for NHSA as well. So they also recognize those activities. So ultimately, if your sporting bodies aren't going to help you maintain DSS under these conditions, I would recommend finding a new sporting body. I know that sounds very dismissive and it sounds very jaded, but really right now, under these circumstances, they also need to come to the bloody party. Like, seriously. Everyone is saying hello to Jim, which is good. I did say hello to you on Facebook, Brian. No, my e-store isn't ready. God, he just keeps... Brian is on a roll tonight. Sven hits it as well. It's time for people who are maintaining this country to tell the government to go fuck themselves. So here are things you can't do. You can't do a tax revolt, and you can't call for a tax revolt because that's illegal. However, if you paid your taxes, but everyone literally paid their taxes at the last bloody minute, that would screw their system and their budgeting up so bloody horribly. That is the closest legally that you can come to a tax revolt. But I'm open for correction. Those are all these. How did someone put it? You can be maliciously obedient, and I think in South Africa, the safest thing to do is be maliciously obedient. Like, obey the letter of the law, but so en masse and so destructively, because you know the system that's put in place to police you can't fucking handle mass compliance with their stuff. There are so many angles one can take and do. So, yes. Where's Brian? Brian just said something I disagree with. But in a good way. I do owe Jim a coffee visit. Send me a WhatsApp. How's your week looking, actually? We can make this happen. Where the hell did Brian? I'm so far behind. Okay, I need to stop. Oh, here we go. Here's the one I did. Anyone sucks up to the guys prostitutes their principles. That's not true, Brian, because prostitutes leave people satisfied. They do honest work and they don't pay taxes. I hope they don't pay taxes. So I would prefer prostitutes over politicians, hands down, in fact. Screw the government, and not in a nice way. Oh, goodness, I'm so far behind on stuff. Jeepers. Don't buy Baxberg wine as well. They supported the lockdown. Nice pro tip from Jason, my our Paratus agent in Franschhoek. Okay, so Groot Constantia has some hand in that pie from Gov, don't they all? Vested interests and captured people. You can find those everywhere. Ludwig, thank you for the compliment. Which private farmers can I buy red wine from? I needed to do my naughty bits. Private wine farmers. Would you rise to the occasion and tell us, let us know where we can get some of your vino? Because I know there's some unlabeled stuff going around somewhere. Help a brother and a sister out. The market exists. When I was working in the Sudan, they used to serve whiskey in a teapot. Same thing is happening here. Dude, the prohibition is breaking the system so hard. I don't know if we're ever going to get legal alcohol trade back, because the illegal one is just going to be lucrative, free. It's going to be free. It's not going to be an illegal alcohol trade. It's going to be a tax-free alcohol trade, because that's all that's going to make it. In light of the Ghost of Lost ACA last week, Ghost and all the criticism, look, it's becoming such... This entire thing, and I'm sorry, Roybook, you wrote this comment literally like 13 minutes ago, so I'll try to keep it brief. There is such a circle jerk of ego personality cult in the farm industry, and I don't want to be involved in that at all. It's just I got involved out of my own ego, and I stepped away from it today, and I was like, screw this. There's nothing constructive with these people. It was a loss. It was a shit loss. I don't think going to the Concord to try and unfuck it's a good idea. I think what we should be doing is focusing all our energy on lobbying the public opinion. Win this battle in the court of public opinion, where we're winning it right now. We're actually on a really good wicket right now. We shouldn't mess it up. That's where we should concentrate. Where the court of public opinion turns the head of politicians, then you win it in the political courts. They write the laws, and the courts will just apply it. So there's no point in still litigating and litigating and litigating. It's a waste of time and money right now. I think we can do better being aggressive and proactive elsewhere. That's my personal opinion. Why do airplanes fly? JJ, by the way, is a big fan. He is also the man behind the Shotduino Shot Timer, which is an awesome device. Highly recommended. I love mine that he sent me, and I've been using it every time I go to the range. It hasn't been all that often, but I do like putting it through its paces. It's really cool for the drills I'm doing, and I can highly recommend it. And they retail a lot less than the imported ones, significantly less. I think they're retailing at about 2K. So there is somebody in Joburg selling them on special right now for a bit less than 2K, but they're great. Howard, believe it or not, the state of emergency is less restrictive and subject to parliamentary oversight. Good point. Right now, the National Communist Command Council, the NCCC, or as I should call it, the NCCCP, is subjected to zero oversight, as far as I'm aware. They just make stuff up. That's why the president can come on the television at like 8 o'clock on a Sunday night, and with no forewarning whatsoever, just make alcohol illegal in this country. I mean, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous sweeping powers. Look, I'm not going to lie. It was a good gig while it lasted. But I'm not too sad it's over. If it's over forever, it's over forever. If it's not, then yeah. Opleiding in Josie, ons is zombie epicenter. Praat met Arno. I don't know if Arno is in the comment section, but my go-to guy in Gauteng for combatives training is Arno Barlow, or anyone he recommends, really. They're really good. They're really good people. Let me just scroll through this. Do you have applications of it? Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to catch up because I'm so far behind. So way back 15 years, I was charged with driving under the influence. No injuries or damage to property. I just stupid decision by me. Can I still apply for a license? I'm in table B. Okay. Were you convicted? If you were convicted, try and get it expunged. You should be able to get it expunged, but just inquire regarding the status of your criminal record, because if you do have a criminal record, you might have to declare it. It's not necessary that they're going to refuse you, but I recommend getting in touch with my go-to legal guys, Max Rosley from Motivus. You can find them on Facebook. They do really high quality motivations and they give really good legal advice, and it's worth dropping a couple of $100 on a quick consultation with him, and he could also help you expunge your record if you have a record. That's what I would recommend. Otherwise, don't go through the process and then they send you from pillar to post, because believe me, the CFR and your DFO has no clue what they're doing with regards to that. They just follow an admin procedure. Wolfond, you sound like me. You sound like I sounded on my video that went live this morning, which I recorded yesterday when I was having a really bad day. There is no end to this shit. This is actually the fundamental thing. If the ANC could carry on with it and carry on until they lose control of the situation, which they are, especially in the periphery. I mean, Cape Town was burning over the weekend. It was burning yesterday. It might be burning for the rest of the week. And there are riots, violent public violence, violent protest action all over the country at this stage. I mean, I see sporadic reports everywhere on. There are these, like, if you can recommend more for me, there are some like riots and protest watchdog Twitter accounts. But the mainstream media are useless at telling you what's going on. I mean, all the corporate media. News 24 is useless at keeping you abreast as to who's burning what and what's going on until long after the fact. If you want to keep your finger on the pulse about which communities are in uprising right now, and it seems like everywhere that's the case, I need a more reliable way of knowing. I don't know if anyone has recommendations. But ultimately, the society will end lockdown before the ANC does. And I think we've said that for a long time and we kept maintaining it. So there's that. And hopefully that's soon. Absolutely hate flying, love traveling, wish I need to fly. I have to admit, there is nothing nice about economy class long distance at all. I'm sitting at 160 days for my competency. Is there anything I do to pressure them? It's been in for consideration for more than 2 months. Look, ultimately, you can get a lawyer to do an official inquiry into it, and there is a process. I can't remember exactly how it works, but there is a process you can follow where you open an official query as to why it's taking so long, and that sometimes bumps it along a bit. But I would check in with me on that. Send me an email, please. And I'll see what I can find out for you on that tomorrow. Sorry, guys. I'm just scrolling through. 70% of fighters' mindset. Ferdi nails it. That comes back to the other video I made that very few people have watched. 100%. Brian ups it a bit. 100% of the fighters' mindset. There's application for competency certificate have to be done at a local police station. Local police station accept due to COVID positive results. You should be allowed to then go to any other one that's near you in your area. To be honest, how restrictive is your local? Because if they can't service you, then they need to allow you to go to an alternative. The CHS job is actually pretty decent. I'm useless, but I managed to sell a Glock and a couple of other accessories on Friday. So I gave myself a nice pat on the back, and they're allowing me to go back and do some more. So I guess that's a good thing. Yes, it is definitely going to be a foursome on Friday for Whiskey Friday. I need to think up of a catchy thing to call it. Thank you, Dodgy Idealist. Sorry, I missed you. I'm not slow with my okay. I might be, but stuff happens as they happens. Brian's just giving me shit tonight. Good evening, Joe. Here we go. Dag Becker. Al met jou goeie programmeer vir jou kanaal. Dis baie inspirerend. Ek sê baie dankie. Ek waardeer reg innig die komplimente. Dis baie cool. And I think we got a nice. I feel like I've got a really nice community and people watching me. He is, Audrey. I'm missing out on your conversation you're having on Facebook completely. So I'm just going to try and give. Okay, I already got Grizzly, and let me just scroll further down here. Pirates road trip to Josie. Come and take some field notes. I agree. I've always, you know what? I can get a permit, and I can probably get in the car and drive up there, and do some good work. Don't tempt me. I might actually exactly do that. Alan, the Whiskey Fridays are seriously interfering with my stock. Any suggestions? Yeah, it's getting critical. We're going to have to seriously start doing moonshining, like major moonshining soon. In fact, we might get Piratas branded moonshine. That wasn't my idea. That was Stefan Meyer and Brian's idea, but it's going to be legal stuff, corn mash whiskey, properly made, no half measures like Mampur backyard stuff. Gideon, how cool that those thieves got gunned down by citizens. Let them. Well, it just kind of, that was just a practical demonstration of everything we've been saying, that you're always at your first responder to your personal crime scene. Mindset leads, training feeds, equipment / brands follow. I mean, he gunned them down with the CZP P07. But that also kind of again proves, like the whole Glock versus CZ versus Smith & Wesson debate. Ultimately, that guy was trained. He was Pirat. He was proficient with his equipment. His mindset was 100% fight. He was the weapon. The gun was the tool, and he acted appropriately. And the results spoke for themselves. Gustav, I might actually recruit you for this, dude. The only problem now is that if you go shooting, the people allowed on the range to participate are only club members. Otherwise, it's not open for the general public because of COVID bullshit. So until that changes, that kind of makes it hard. But I might find another facility for us to do this. Just give me a day or two to just apply my mind a little bit and think of this. Willem Wickelspies, I was licensed in the 80s and 90s, but sold a weapon in the late 90s. Does it suggest or require a competency test all over again before? I suspect so, because when the new act came in force in July 2004, that requires everyone do the whole proficiency test stuff before they'll be allowed to. And God, I'm so beyond in the comments. I'm sorry, guys. Do the whole proficiency test thing before they will be allowed to then license a new weapon. So yes, unfortunately, you will have to do the competencies, but they're really not that big a deal. Whereabouts are you based? I will do my best to try and recommend. Doreen, hallo. En groete vir jou en Eugene. En ek waardeer julle ondersteuning. You're really cool people. And you guys, if you need help with firearm applications in Harties or Brits area, speak to Doreen Lowe and Eugene Lowe. They are awesome people. They will go the extra mile for people wanting to legally own guns. They are passionate about this stuff, and they are knowledgeable, and they are very, very, very active members of the firearm community and great people. Yaku Mayberg, if you need a farm to film, I'll be able to hook you up in Paul. I can help you with filming as well. Yaku, I'd really appreciate that. Let me just do this. Would you mind sending me an email, please? That's my personal email address. My work email address is on the website, and I was locked out of that account for months, and I'm finally back in there, so I can actually access it. I would really appreciate it. I'm not going to ek gaan nie 'n gegewe perd nie bekkyk nie, dankie. Oh God, this could be interesting, but thank you. I appreciate it, man. Now that just jumped to the bottom again. Oh God, I have to scroll up, but I think I'm catching up in the comments. Not at all, actually. You guys are very active tonight, but that's awesome. Thank you. SAPSA already released a notice that if you're paid up member for 2020 and you're dedicated to now, you'll get your discount. Say awesome stuff to SAPSA. I'm giving them applause. SAPSA I was a SAPSA member. I was unfortunately left, not because I had any issue with IPSC or SAPSA itself. It was just due to other administrative issues and club issues and were a fish paste. SAPSA are good people. Sabella is an awesome administrator. And I don't know if Gerrit Doctor is still heading it up, if he's still the chairman, but they're really good people. Not that kind of Spectre unit, Aldry, but yeah, da 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 da. And that was, I'm going to stop singing before everyone leaves. Lucy Lockett, Gideon, what are the other things I can do or use as a weapon, as I don't have a gun for now, as it looks like it's going to take a very long time to get one? It won't take as long as you think. You can do this in 6 months. It is doable. But let me just also, NatShoot has reduced activities from 3 to 2 for this year, so NatShoot's also awesome. There are many things you can use and improvise. High quality OC spray, otherwise known as pepper spray, is a really, really good weapon. Direct stream, though. Don't get the mist or the whatever. Either the gel or direct stream. Those are the two types of it that I recommend. I'm a huge fan of Sabre Red as a brand. They're well supported in SA. They have a lot of different types, and I mean shapes and sizes that is would be ergonomic to your lifestyle. I know the stuff works. I've had to use it before under duress. It does work. It works like a bomb. Very potent, high quality OC. I would also explore the option of impact weapons. Knives are good, especially small fixed blades. All these things require a bit of training, and I would find someone who can teach me combatives or jiu-jitsu. Lucy, where are you based? And I'll try and find a recommendation. Guns out of an estate that expire. Do you think it's worth pursuing? Estate guns are always a pain in the ass, but they're always worth pursuing. They're worth exploring. I would speak to someone that understands estates and that understands firearm law, and speak to a competent firearm dealer to help with the process, because it always helps. You can license directly out of the estate. It sometimes is easier to transfer the guns onto a dealer's name and then license from there, rather than try to license directly out of the estate. It's just less. The process is what it is. It's admin heavy, but if they're nice guns, pursue it. Because chances are they're free. Free all week, no job, lockdown problems. That's Matt. Matt and I met in an airport building. I think we met in the lounge, the Bidvest Premier Lounge, actually, many years ago. It sounds almost like a romantic story. Hang on. I just maintained my dedicated, so it's about me 2603. Oh yeah, okay. We've established this. First, it is illegal, so definitely no tax revenue from fucking the state. I need to do a live stream braai with germ warfare this weekend. Hint, hit, lol. Well, don't tempt me. I flippin' might. But at this stage, I've got such a massive target on my back from the cops. I don't know if I want to tempt them too much, but let's see. Otherwise, Brian's just going to come and call me a wuss. John, I will actually take you up on that. We were at the Drakensberg Lion Park this weekend, Paul Hart's outfit, and it's where lions that are rescued from abuse in Romanian collectors, French and Chilean zoos, all sorts of interesting things. And he looks after these lions, and it's a really cool facility. So if you are in the Western Cape, Cape Town area, it's just off Klopmitz. Go find the Drakensberg Lion Park. It's well worth a visit. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I can highly recommend it. The thing of now is, thanks to you and your cohorts, my wife is now a Glock fan. She's doing a competition ASAP. Thank you for my efforts. It's my pleasure. And thank you for being an awesome husband, clearly, dude, and supporting her through that. And if you guys need any help, just shout. I will do my best I can. Pule, what's the best way to get firearm licensing to become more friendly to the poor? To be honest, gun licensing is expensive. Most people don't afford it. This is the major issue with this is to achieve critical mass, in the sense that you start making the entire process cheaper. Guns are expensive. Sorry, someone just gave me a super chat that I like a check again. Oops, I slipped and fell on the button. He's stating we didn't do nie. Maar baie dankie, baie dankie. Ek waardeer dit. This is actually something that's worth a Whiskey Friday discussion on its own, because there has to be ways There has to be. Look, I would say ideally the best way to make it more affordable is uplift people out of poverty, but that's an economic discussion, not a gun discussion. In the US, they have specific types of brands like High Point, which cater directly for the low income market. Everyone hates on a High Point, but I tell you what, the videos I've seen from High Points, they're pretty fucking reliable 9mm handguns. And there are people that hate High Points that have tried breaking them in destructive testing, and the High Points did okay. We need a High Point type solution, which is an affordable modern handgun that is of reasonable quality that people can trust their lives to. We also need to make the competency training process easier, and there has to be a way. You can either subsidize this by giving training institutions tax breaks, by helping people in lower income brackets. There's a lot one can do, but we'll discuss this on Whiskey Friday. Please pull in for that, and I'll actually apply my mind up until then. I saw this whole licensing bullshit thing. Responsible people. The government loves licensing. They love forcing people into little boxes where they can control them, control their behavior. We're trying to regulate behavior by controlling objects and substances. It doesn't work. It's never worked anywhere in the world. That's why we have a war on drugs, war on alcohol, war on guns, war on whatever. You can't win these wars because people's behavior don't respond to prohibitions miraculously. You just make it really lucrative for criminals. There is nothing posted links in your description on the post. I want to share it on my page on Twitter. I don't think I made a very good description on this particular one. Unfortunately, I'm sorry I fucked that up. This was just an impromptu live stream. But it will isn't there I don't know how one would make it easier to share a live stream to Twitter. I think you can only go via the share button, and then it's just going to be a blank thing, but it might work. Sorry guys, I'm still catching up. Thanks for the vid. Advice on carry ammo, 9mm brand model, etc. There are lots of good defensive ammo. I mean, the Hornady stuff, the golden sabers and the gold dots, the Spear gold dots, Remington golden sabers are all good. But the most prolific that I've found in SA are Winchester Ranger Ts. 127 grain plus P plus works fine. But the 147 grain standard pressure is a better round. But they're mostly equally priced. Buy whatever you can get. But ultimately, even reliable FMJ is good. If you can't afford the more top tier stuff, just get good FMJ. Get like S&B stuff works. I know, Roy. All roads to help us are closed. We need plans, not ideas. Ultimately, what we need is a mass awakening of the public consciousness to say, fuck this shit. You can't stop all of us from engaging in productive activity. And I think we're pretty much on the cusp of that from what I'm seeing, if I'm gauging the temperature in the room correctly. Here's the thing, Ty. They can try, but ultimately, who are they going to send to disarm 3 million people? The interesting thing that I've noticed, and I might be speaking out of turn, is we now essentially have 500 to 700,000 gun owners with expired licenses that, strictly speaking, should have their property confiscated immediately. There's no task team, there's no police force, there's nothing. No one's going door to door, no one's demanding they hand their stuff in. The cops know they can't handle it. And amnesty is imminent, possibly on the 1st of August. The cops are desperate to unfuck this. I don't know if they are, but they might be. Not because they want to, not because they like gun owners, but because they really don't have a choice. The thing, what we have to understand with gun ownership is it's always under threat in every country. The only reason they haven't taken our guns is because we fought so hard to keep them. And the more people that join the cause, the harder it is to take it. The gun rights battle is going on there all the time, and they've got a constitutional right to keep and bear arms. Not that the Second Amendment means much in the state of New York or the state of California or in Washington, D.C. However, it's been expanding all over the U.S. There are more constitutional carry states added year after year. The erosion of gun rights there is a constant concern, and the reason why they have it is because they fight. And they don't fight in a civilized way. They are brutal. They are rude. They're in everyone's face, and they never shut up. That's exactly what we should be doing. That's what the tobacco industry should be doing. That's what smokers should be doing. Tobacco consumers should start a special interest group, lobby, whatever you want to call it, and fight for their rights to be consumers. Same with people. Same with people consume alcohol. Same with the wine farms are doing it now. But where are the big alcohol retailers? Why are they not starting a representative organization, getting together with people who want to buy alcohol, fund their efforts, not necessarily to go to court, but to say, we are tired of this shit. We are marching to parliament. We're making our voices heard. We're going to flood the media with articles and sound bites. We're going to flood politicians' email inboxes with angry protest emails. They should hook up with Rob Hutchinson from Dear South Africa and get a campaign going. There's so many things people can do. And watch the space. There might be a very cool campaign via Dear South Africa coming soon when I can nail Rob down to iron out the kinks with him. But things are happening. Things are definitely happening. Impressed how cool, calm, and collected are. I just spent an hour doing martial arts via a Zoom class, and I went for a run before that, and I had a fairly productive day, and my web store is being built, so I can nearly start becoming financially independent again. And my audience is awesome, Biker Chick and everyone else who gave me far too much money on this live stream. So I'm actually having a really good day. Suggestion is that individuals will apply for a permit to buy alcohol. Suggestion is to get these from police service. Yeah, that's where we must not comply. Tell government cops to fuck off. We don't buy into their idea. We refuse to accept it, and we demand that the stores open with immediate effect. I will not carry a personal license to buy liquor. Funnily enough, right? If we had to say license the person when it comes to firearms, why can't we do that? Why can't I have an individual license? I'm the licensed person. My guns can just go in a registry. I don't believe in registries, but the general public, will never not. They want some sort of Excel spreadsheet and some colonel's computer that tells everyone who's got what guns for some reason that I don't understand. So the public will buy into that. It's sellable. It's an edible idea. If we had that, then we would never have this massive expired firearm license crisis we have right now, because it would be totally simplified. So that's something I want to start pushing harder and heavier, is that we need to unfuck the situation, license the person, register the firearm. No more of this renewing individual license cards. That's complete nonsense. All we have to do is cause a state of emergency. Matt, I think... I'm not going to say you're late to the party because I'm like 20 minutes late on the comments, but yeah. What's the best way to get farm license to? Sorry, you thought I ignored your comment because I'm so slow. Kat, how's it? Hello, everybody. Arno's having a birthday. Okay, that's why he's not here. I forgot it's his birthday. My views on burner non-lethal handgun. To be honest, I know nothing of it. What does it shoot? There is a space. There is a space for less lethal defensive tools. There always is. I don't know if this particular one has a use, but I'm hesitant to shoot anything down before I've come across it a little bit and before I've seen more of it myself. So, yeah, I'll investigate it. I'll see, and then I'll give you more. How shall we put it? Let's live stream again on Thursday night, and I can try and give you a more educated opinion. Toto, good evening, sir. Shout out, Host Bros. Please give me love from Philippines. Thank you, and God bless. Well, thank you so much for tuning in all the way from the Philippines. I've got people from Algeria, I've got people from Louisiana, I've got people from Atlanta and the Philippines. This is awesome. If you're an Australian, say hi. I promise I'm a South African, but I don't bite. Is there a discussion to speed up the competitive side of licensing? I'd prefer, in my ideal universe, competency and personal licensing would be exact same thing. You're declared competent, therefore you have a license to own firearms as a person, and from there on you just register what you want to own. That's exactly it. You have a friend in the City of Cape Town war room. Does he tell you interesting things, Jason? Sorry, I'm skipping ahead. I'm not ignoring anybody. I'm just so far behind on comments. Frisky foursome, drink some whiskey. That would be. I like that. I think Kat, you came up with Frisky foursome, drink some whiskey. I'm going to screenshot that quickly so I don't forget about it, and then I'm going to make it appropriately named for Whiskey Friday. The main reason from a license refused, lots of them are bullshit reasons, Ashley. But a lot of it is also because, okay, in my case, I got refused a few times because they didn't like me having so many rifles. But I got all my licenses approved on appeal, the ones later on. Most people, like early refusals, is either for the stupid things. They either forget to sign their motivation letter. There's either some annexures missing that are needed, or they didn't really bother writing a motivation letter. Now, motivations, it's contentious regarding why you even need to motivate anyway. But ultimately, you motivate to cover your ass. So if you're gonna write a shitty letter like I need a gun for self-defense because I feel unsafe, they're probably not going to give it to you. But if you're going to properly motivate your reasons for wanting it for self-defense, I've never heard of anyone denied a license for self-defense that motivated properly, ever. There was a very prevalent myth that if you, that the license category exists, but that you can't get a license for self-defense in SA, which is nonsense. You can. You definitely can. I agree. Ramon is going to have to find something to drink. His teetotaling is not going to work on Whiskey Friday. And I've just realized we've been going for an hour and I need to go eat dinner. So I'm just going to go very quickly through the comments and try and okay, you're in Milnerton area. Willem, send me an email, please, and I'll see what I can do for you. I believe it is. I do believe it is. Sorry. I'm being a terrible host. I'm definitely going to have to do another one of these on Thursday because there's so many of you watching. Thank you so much for all the generous folks with the super chats. Like I am really, really humbled by it. Do you talk about people who use it on a daily basis? My work for MERS is very effective. Great. You see, there we get another. Riku Kutsia at Safari Out of Stumbles. He is great with the state farms. Yeah, Riku Kutsia is a solid guy. He is also a big Paradas fan and a personal friend, and I can highly recommend Riku. And legally, I'm still on boss. Hello, 30-something. Alirophile. Hello, Laurie. Nice to see you tonight, ma'am. How ridiculous is it that SAPSA recognize their own trainings official one applies for competency? I know, right? That's just the stupidity of this bureaucracy. License cards, there's about, I can't remember what I said earlier, but there's tens of thousands of the thing that have now been printed. So they are, the backlog is being cleared. I don't know if they're scared we're going to sue them, but it is happening. Stuff is happening. Goodness gracious. Twitter's most valuable player, Bikerchick. I agree. I'm a retired machinist. If I can't farm, would I be able to license it? You'd have to. That's a whole nother fuck up because there's firearm manufacturing as its own license division, and you'd have to apply for a manufacturer's license and other on the good. It's that is unlike the US, we can actually legally manufacture our own guns. And especially assemble them from parts kits and stuff in South Africa, no, it's a big issue. Should one stagger SL applications or apply for 2 or 3 at the same time? There's no reason to stagger them. Apply for both at the same time because chances are they might refuse both of them, and then you can at least get both of them on appeal if that happens simultaneously. So, same result, just different paths. For those in Bloom who want to apply license, go to Bainsflow Police Station. DFO Visa goes out of his way to help. That's a great shout out. And Biker Chick is really awesome. Thank you, ma'am. You've literally thank you again for the super chats. Go to Classic Arms Farms auction, some real bargains. Thanks for the good tip, Harry. save the petition to save jobs of the ban on Joe Emilio. And by the way, I can highly recommend subscribing to Joe. I'm doing a stream with him in August. I'm on his channel. He's graciously invited me, and he's a really good, solid guy as well. Goodness gracious, I'm so far behind. You guys just keep making comments and I can't catch up. Sorry, I don't want to leave you guys with dead air, so I'll just mumble some idiosyncrasies while I'm scrolling. And Rick, talk about alcohol. I'm not much of a drinker, so it doesn't bug me, but I see that the local Picori Bell in Long Beach Mall is closed down thanks to alcohol ban. Fuck, once like retailers like Picardi, there's one across the street from me, once they start closing down, shit's real because bottle stores make huge money. I mean, there was always a joke. If you want to make money, if you always want to make money, you need to own a brothel, a bottle store, and sell cigarettes. Not in SA. We've taken all the good stuff away, and it's a more of a fuck up, as we can see. And it's not just people who sell alcohol that are affected by this. Taverns, restaurants, as I said, glass manufacturers, labelers, logistics and transport industries, it's all Murtu. Philip from Scotland, good evening. I got your email. I need to respond to you as well. I quite literally just got inundated. Pierre Duplessis, thank you for your super chat, and thank you for thanks for a great live stream. Thank you for the compliment. I really appreciate it. Goodness gracious. Okay, I'm finally getting through all the comments as I'm about to end the stream. I just don't want to leave people hanging. Can I please do a segment of renewing one's license? I can. In fact, I will make a short vid on it. It's not a very complicated process. Here's the deal, though. I can give you a quick pro tip. According to the law, you need to do it 90 days before expiry. If you miss a 90-day cutoff, you can still apply within that 90 days, but you have to give them a reason why it's late. If you stress, another thing I'd recommend then to do, if you see you're not going to make it, in that 90-day gap, that you've now already missed the renewal date, book your gun onto dealer stock, take it off your name, put it on the dealer, your nearest friendly farm dealer stock, apply for it as a new application using the same motivation you used originally. Then at least you're not going to lose your gun. You're not going to have issues later. You've got 2 get out of jail free cards then basically. But if it reaches expiry, then it's a fuck up. Good evening, Lito. I'm sorry you're joining me as I'm ending, but we're doing another one on Thursday. Pull in, ask questions, care with us, have a good time. They're operating cards, but provincial officers are collecting them because they can't travel across borders more. So, I think that's a bit of a silly story. They can send them. They can send them across borders. I'll double check, but I know of people getting cards in the Cape, I think, and I know they're getting printed in the Gauteng. Honest made something about me. I don't think it's illegal to assemble yourself as parts kits as long as you're not manufacturing. Yeah, that's the thing. Assembling is great, but because everything's re-licensed, but it's the manufacturing that's the issue. Okay, yeah, this does count as teetotaling, isn't it? Because it's got like what 0.9% volume. That doesn't even count as beer. I know. I'm sorry. I'll try my level best. I have to save my whiskey stock for Fridays. And doesn't using a knife take serious training? Look, just to clarify, knives are way deadlier than guns statistically, but there is a part here where sticking a blade into someone is a lot more visceral and requires a lot more violence of action and motive to do and fight with effectively than a gun. A gun's very clinical. There's some separation between you and the violence. However, if you can't get a gun, knowing how to use a blade could be of like life-saving value. And in fact, there are a lot of people who are not psychotic, who are like highly qualified and decent human beings who actually feel more comfortable wielding knives than wielding guns. So if you're in Cape Town and you want good knife training, speak either to the guys from Piper Blade Combatives. That is, oh jeepers, Kenneth Peterson, if you can find him, Piper Blade Combatives, or Mark Heman from MDW, Multi-Dimension Warriors. Both of them are awesome people. Both of them know knives really well. But yeah, I see Charlotte's already planted mark at you, which is good. Otherwise, Kenneth Peterson, awesome guy as well. Hang on. Yeah, I saw that as well, and I cried more than just a little bit. You shouldn't wait more than 3 months. They're supposed to sort it out in 90 days. But I see someone already has answered you there. Was chatting to one of my colleagues in Raleigh, North Carolina, yesterday about gun licensing. He was shocked about our laws. He says, North Carolina, the only thing in your license is a pulse and the money. Takes 2 days, you can collect the firearm. Yep, they've got the right system in North Carolina. Judge Menthal, sorry, just joining you. Is it a good idea to apply for a new firearm right now? Sure, wait. Always a good idea to apply now. There is, when it comes to this business, and this is a soundbite that Christoph can capture and put on Twitter. When it comes to firearm licensing, there's no time like the present. Start the process now. The longer you wait, the more you're just delaying your own satisfaction, if we can even call it that. I see Doreen's also said Mark Iman, and yeah, stapling. No, because they're going to take 170 for the application, give you 30 rand change. And I think, yeah, here we go. Cape Town Provincial are getting cards. You got the card for FN on Friday. Congratulations, and you're a man of distinction, clearly. I prefer a short sword foam defense as much as of a short sword. Remind me to never break into your house. Geez, like, are we going back to the bloody Roman era with the gladius? And on that bombshell, folks, all of you have been very fantastic and awesome and amazing. I need to go eat dinner and wash dishes. We'll do this again on Thursday night. I look forward to it. And then we've got Whiskey Friday on Friday. And I'm going to try and make some halfway decent content. The e-store will be online soon, and you can buy the swag. And you have a safe, wonderful evening. I promise I've got huge emails and messaging backlogs. I will try to get to everybody as soon as possible. You've been awesome. Stay safe. Love you all. And see you soon.